No, you were the general manager of fighting games over THQ, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, sitting next to you, a man that needs no introduction, obviously, is Frank Mir, obviously, former heavyweight champion of the UFC, currently ranked like number 5 in the world, is that right?
I believe so.
General awesome dude. Thanks for coming by. Bruce Buffer, obviously, folks.
Hi, Ryan.
Super awesome to have you here.
Fist bump.
Excellent, far away. And of course we got Wes Bump, who is the designer working on the game, and and we're looking at UFC 2010 today. Is that right, Colin?
Yes, that's right.
So you were here last time with 2009. Obviously, we were big fans of the game even before it came out, and this one looking pretty sharp too. You want to take us in and show us some of the new stuff?
Yeah, well, it'll be more like Wes demonstrating the new stuff as he beats the snot out of me, but you know, we can pretend I'm in control. So we're Wes is Machida. I'm Shogun here, and we're gonna. Well, Wes is going to demonstrate some vicious new stuff on me.
Nice.
Oh,
See, we totally made the game user-friendly. It's a little bit user-friendly this year.
That's well, it's, you know, we got reviews coming up at the office, so Wes is kind of going easy on me, I think. So one of the things, the newest thing, I mean, that, you know, stands out the most to everybody, I think, right away is the swaying. Which adds a new, you know, last year the way I would play, I'd do a lot of short steps getting in close to avoid punches. And this year you do the same control, you know, which is a flick of the stick while keeping your hands up, and you get out of the way of the punch. But the big new thing is, you know, you come back in with momentum, so you can really throw hard punches off the sway.
So you get it swaying out of the way, and you throw that counter back, land a big counter.
Oh, or you just get knocked in the jaw like that. But.
So you guys are obviously super into this.
Sorry, I forgot to talk. Okay.
See, some other new stuff you guys got. You guys got some action up against the cage now, is that
right? Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm most interested in. That's what everybody keeps talking about.
Okay, let me get back up.
What's against the cage? A lot more options here.
Okay, so here we are up against the cage, and so we've got the new. You can see some of the new clinch mechanics here as we kind of pummel. Oh man. I got out. I'm unstoppable. And then, okay. So then there's.
Yeah, let's take a look at the cage here. Switch up.
So you can get you up against the cage, and then you've got a couple of takedown options from here. You can switch over to a single leg like you did there. I'm try to get out of here, but I'm not. And then.
So it kind of takes a little bit of the grappling we saw on the floor of the mat last game and puts it up against the side of the cage.
So essentially, again, without watching our hands at the same time, it's maybe hard to see, but the clinch game now works just like the ground game did last year. So obviously the position changes are not as obvious as they are on the ground, but you got that same thing of using the right stick rotation to improve your position. And you'll see the guy pummeling a lot in the clinch. So you work for better position and then try to do some damage or just get out of there if you're having trouble. And now Wes, he lets me out. That's good because he would totally kill me.
Was it nothing to do his madness?
We let him win.
Oh my goodness.
Let him win.
Yeah. So Wes,
he's my boss. I had to let him win.
I know. That's it. Like I said, we got reviews coming up right now.
So Colin, we saw a little bit of the cage action up against there. What else is new for 2010?
Well, we saw some of the swings, saw some of the cage action. Maybe want to do some ground stuff?
Yeah, let's pick some different fighters here.
Now, while they're getting this set up, let me ask you, Frank. I saw you in an interview a couple days ago. Crazy talk. Anderson Silva, 235.
Yeah, I just threw it out there because it seems like, obviously I have a lot of respect for him as a fighter and what he's able to do. I am no different than anybody else. And what he did last fight against Damian Maia, I don't agree with.
Nice.
I still think that if you want to be exciting or if he's putting on a show, knock Damian out.
Right.
Guess what? Knockouts aren't boring yet. I don't know. I mean, someone gets put to sleep, you ain't going to be like, well, he just head kicked him. They're still exciting. So, but then it seems like, he's asked about moving up, and it's been a couple times now where they've talked about him moving up to heavyweight, and he's mentioned that he'd like to make the move, and for whatever reason, I'm the name that he seems to constantly bring up. I don't know if he has an issue with me and how I handled Nogueira, but, and I'm more than happy to oblige it. I mean, I've never been a guy to ever turn down any challenges, and fighting Anderson Silva would be an honor just because, God, I want to go in there with him. I want to fight somebody who can dodge bullets like the Matrix.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, I want to fight him. Just the way it is.
Yeah, maybe it's
I don't.
I don't. If Mike Tyson came into the UFC tomorrow, I'd be the first one in line saying, "Please, I want to fight him. I won't take him down. I promise." They'll be like, "That's suicidal." I'm like, "Yeah, but wouldn't it be great to get hit by him?"
Yeah.
I just want to see what it feels like. I don't know. I got issues, but
no. He's telling it like it is. I know him. He's being real here. Definitely, he would.
Where are we at, Colin?
Okay, so we are working at doing some ground stuff. I wanted to show you one of the new things, which is actually my kind of favorite thing. which will try. Oh, geez, I shouldn't have done that. Well, I'll do something. Okay.
We can talk about the changes that we made to the submission system here. If Colin goes for another submission here. Last year, we kind of had our submissions set up in stages, so they felt very. They didn't feel very realistic. Now the camera kind of pushes in as you get closer to finishing a submission. If Colin attempts one here.
So I'll go again, do the sub now. Okay, so I'm going to start moving it in.
Now you can see the arm
camera's
actually
coming in
bending
as I'm
back.
getting closer to getting it.
That's
Oh,
amazing,
gotcha.
guys. That is incredible.
So it gives you an idea as we go back and forth, the camera comes in and out. To kind of, it just gives you a better feel.
Right.
But
what's going on.
that kind of ebb and flow of the battle to gain control and position is still the same as it was in last year's game?
Yeah, the shine is back.
Nice.
So if you've, you might need to get a callus back on your hand this year. Notice a lot of people lost their callus from last year, so they're really getting it back with the shine. Another new thing, you want to try to do a little submission switching. This is one of the, for me, my favorite part of the new submission game is
the combos?
So you can transition during a submission.
Nice.
We call it switching just because we don't want people to get confused with the game. But yes, you can transition. So you can do, depending on who you are, what skill set you have, you can have someone in one transition, and if there is a natural, in one submission, and if there is a natural transition, like from an armbar to a triangle or back and forth, you can do that. And the cool thing, the video game part about it that is cool, is when you do it to the guy, you know how to get out of submissions, the guy's gonna be spinning like this, right? And everybody has a direction they're good at. They don't do the other direction, right? Once the guy switches subs on you, you've got to go backwards to get out of it. So he gets to keep going the same way, and you've got to go backwards. And for most people, you spin backwards a lot slower, right?
Right.
So that's kind of the big advantage of doing
cool.
the change.
Man, how realistic is it though in real life too? Like, some guys would be defending a submission easier in one area.
Right.
It leaves them open for another one. They're not as clean.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
You get the advantage when you make the change.
Yeah, GSP's got a few things in his arsenal, doesn't he?
Yeah, but that's what he did to Matt Hughes.
That's what he did to me.
Right,
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah. And one nice thing while we're loading this up, I can just say, GSP has some cool things you associate with him. One of the cool things about career mode this year is as you're going through, if there are specific moves of people you like, you can go train with them to learn them. So you know how last year you'd start out, you pick a striking style and a grappling style. This year,
or gym-oriented type stuff.
Right, yeah. So this year you can pick, you pick a general prototype you want to start with, but you can custom tune everything in there. So for example, when your guy's learning, you get an invite to a camp, you can go off to like the Jackson camp and learn GSP's left high kick, if that's what you want to learn. Or you can go train, in specific camps, learn specific moves from specific guys that you want to add to your fighters. So you can kind of create exactly the guy you want.
Well, you guys are loading this up. I guess it's important to say. So in 2 days, April 29th, so Thursday, this is the demo for UFC 2010. It'll be hitting Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network, so fans are definitely going to want to check that out. But only the fans that are registered members of UFCundisputed.com.